Hmm? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How is everyone doing? It's weather for those who like weather. I don't. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in here this evening, people. Thank you for joining Build Your Best Life with Deborah D. Smith. As you go on your journey to be a better you, why not follow my basic principles to build your best life? I thank you for tuning in on this Tuesday evening. And I pray that everyone is doing well. We are continuing our under construction series. Last month, we were talking about associations, and this month we are talking about discipline. Discipline, and more importantly, self-discipline, because you can't, go around life or your entire life depending on others to make sure that you are doing what you need to do, when you need to do it, how you need to do it. You have to hold yourself accountable at some point in time, correct? Today we are talking about avoid temptation. Avoid temptation. Now you know how it is when you are tempted. You bake those cookies and you're baking them for someone, and you're just baking them for them. It's just a gift. So, if you sneak in there, get a couple, even though you're not supposed to have any sweets, that temptation to smell those cookies just pull you in, and you give over to that temptation, and I'll just have one. Oh, I have to have another one. So you give in to that temptation. And then sometimes, it's not you, it's other people that pulls you in. They pull you in, and they will get you all, get you pumped up, get you started. You're not supposed to have, let's just say, what can I say? You're not supposed to have seafood. And you know that you are allergic to shrimp, but your girlfriend just dying to have some girlfriend. Oh, please, please, please take me. You don't have to eat any. Knowing that is your favorite food because you weren't always allergic to shrimp. You give in and go, and you're sitting there, and it's like, well, I'll take the shrimp. Eat, all you can eat. Yeah, I'll take that. Sign me off with the fried. And your girlfriend says, well, you're allergic. Yeah, but I'll just take my Benadryl. One of those times when the Benadryl doesn't work, but you let someone else pull you into that temptation, pull you in when you know what seafood does to your body. So that is the way it is through all of life. Sometimes you go over to the desires that you're doing something wrong, but you'll go ahead and do it anyway. Other times, other people will tempt you. Either way, it's a two-way street, but either way, it's wrong. So you don't allow others to pull you in into doing things that you know are not right. And you should also hold yourself accountable when you know that there's something that you need to do. And it's like I talked about last week. I was talking about diets, but I wasn't talking about diets. And my point really was that you have to be self-disciplined. And the only way that diet is going to work is if you are consistent, you stay with it. So that was my only point about the diet. So, you know, it's the same thing with temptation. You have to hold yourself accountable. So no matter what it is, you know right from wrong. Your parents have sat around and talked to you about driving over the speed limit. They've talked to you about, you know, you shouldn't have but one or two of your friends in the car. Please don't go and pick up 4 or 5 friends and y'all get in the car and go somewhere. Don't speed. Make sure your friends are not smoking marijuana, using, and they don't have joints or any other kind of drugs, alcohol in the car when they're riding with you. And, you know, on and on. So they've sat down and they've talked to you. They've explained the consequences, but yet you want to be down, you know, that's my friend. And you pick them up. You don't ask, you know, hey, man, you know, you clean, right? You're not carrying, right? You just stop, allow them to get in the car, and you go ahead. So then if something jumps off, you can't blame it on your friend. Why? Because, well, first of all, that's one of those associations that I talked about that you need to get from around you. Because if you're somebody that is trying to be obedient and do the right things, and then your friend knows how you feel about it, and they get in your car, and they either have a weapon, drugs, alcohol, then they're not your friend. So you need to get from around that type person. But if you are not, you know, being disciplined and you're not, you know, trying to see what's going on with them, how they're living, what they're doing, and you just allow them to be into your space, if you get in trouble, then it's your fault as well. Because when you get pulled over, I guarantee you that friend is not going to say, oh, officer, it wasn't his. He didn't even know I had it. Yeah, his mama killed him if they knew he had drugs in here. But I just got in with it. They're not going to say a word. And you will be in just as much trouble as they are. So you have to do what? Avoid temptation. And that all comes back to what I told you before. Stop, think, and then act. So if you're thinking about it, you know, last month, Jason got pulled over. He had some weed in his car. You know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to pick him up. Man, I'll see you when we get to the dance, but, you know, I'm not going to be able to pick you up. Why, dog? You know, come on, pick me up. No, I'm not going to be able to pick you up. And you allow him to get there the best way that they can. When y'all get there, y'all can socialize or whatever. But if you know last month he got caught and he was carrying, the chances are he's going to be doing the same thing this month. And if you get caught again, you're going down too. So again, stop, think, and then act. Hi, Pastor Ford. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, Dan. Thanks for tuning in. But you have to, in order to make those good decisions, avoid the temptation, but above all, be self-disciplined. You can't just be hopping. You have to stop and think. Be rational. You are the Lord of your mind. Like I said, you can't blame others when you do right or wrong. You have to, you just have to think for yourself. I mean, I can tell you a couple of stories, but you know, one, and I think I told this before, but I had this friend. Oh, she's supposed to be my best girlfriend. She's called me little sister, and yeah, I drank Coke 45, but you know, that was good for me. That was cool. But we were, myself and another girlfriend, we were at her house, and she had something, and I mean, it wasn't even, you probably can't see this, but it wasn't even that big. It was a little teeny tiny something. And it looked the color, and I know y'all out there don't know what film negative is, but it looked like film negative. Back in the day, film negative. So it was like a coppery color. You could actually see through it, but it was real tiny. And she was like, oh, try this, try this, try this. And I was like, no. Oh, why not, little sister? You know I wouldn't give you anything to hurt you. Try it. It's just make you feel relaxed. No, I don't want to. But I wouldn't do anything to hurt you. Well, that wasn't the point, but you know, I kept telling her no. Well, the other young lady, oh, I'll try it. So she tries it. Well, the next thing you know, she's at the table like this. And we are trying to wake her up, putting cold water on her face, trying to get her to come to, whatever. And she was out of it. I mean, and just like I said, it was just a teeny tiny piece of whatever it was. I still don't know what it was. And this girl, I don't know how she did it, but she got to her car, and I run out to the car, and I'm like, please don't leave, don't go anywhere, because you could tell she was still out of it. And she looked at us, and she just took off. And I went, and I knew where she lived. I tried to find her. I called her. She was married at the time. I called her husband. You know, she wasn't home. And I was just so afraid. But again, you know, I'm going to everything that happened. But my point is, that was supposed to be our friend. And anything that you put in your body that's going to make you be out of it, you don't know what it is. You don't know where you are. People can't get through to you. That's nothing that's good for anybody. But that's what a friend will do for you. So that's why you have to not fall into temptation. You have to avoid that temptation. Everything you know, I know I talk about trying new things, but drugs is not one of those new things. When I talk about trying new things, I'm talking about like new technology, new foods, traveling to different countries. That's what I'm talking about. But you don't need to try drugs. And anybody that tries to tempt you into doing that, when you're telling them no, they're not your friend. So again, you need to get them out of your circle of influence. But you need to be strong in doing that. So just think about, you know, you'll have to take it to the point where it's like, well, just because my parents said no, then I'm not going to do it. You need to think further than that. Again, you are young adults, high school age, you're getting older, you need to be responsible for yourself. So you have to think for yourself. So it's not the point of, oh, my parents don't want me to have fun, but think about preserving your credibility for one thing. Because if you do something that your parents has told you is not right to do, and I know they don't just say, well, don't do blah, blah, blah. They're telling you why not to do it. It's like I used to tell my son, you can pick up one friend, maybe two. That's it. Well, and I told him why. Because I didn't want him to get stopped while black. And just as sure as there was 4 or 5 in the car, he would get pulled over. So, unfortunate, yes. But did I want him to come home to me? Yes. So that's what I told him. So when they tell you something to do or not do, I'm sure they explain it. So you have to think about it from the point of view that I want to preserve my credibility. I have a life. I want to be an engineer. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a politician. I want to own my own business. Whatever you do on each and every day of your life will impact what happens further in your life. You can be one mistake away from ruining your entire life. Your credibility Takes a while. I always say it takes blood, sweat, tears, and years to earn a good reputation or rebuild one, but it takes a second to ruin one. So you don't want to ruin yours. So think about that when you are tempted to do things because it's something that you just want to do, or it's some temptation that somebody is trying to pull you into it. Watch your impulses, think before you act. And just remember, I want to build my best life. I want to be a positive person. I want to be a good influence on others. So whereas I don't want to be the one that follows those that are going in the wrong direction, I am someone that want people to look up to me and follow me because I am what? Going in the right direction. So you need to think about all those things. Avoid temptation. Avoid hanging around with the wrong people. Remember, we are working on building materials, and discipline and self-discipline is a building material that you need in order to build a great life. So don't forget that. Great life, great life. So I thank you for tuning in today. I hope that you enjoyed this segment of Under Construction. And we have what is the date? We have about 10 more days to talk about, 10, 12 more days to talk about your self-discipline before we go over to the next building material. But all of these things work together. So I hope that you tune in. But I am super excited. On this Thursday, beginning at 6 p.m., we will have some great individuals that are coming to tell you in the midst of a pandemic what they are grateful for. And when I tell you they have some fantastic things to tell you, they're going to be talking about abundant life, being wrong on purpose, but you want to come and join them this Thursday beginning at 6. At 6 o'clock, we're going to have Pastor Bjorn Burroughs. At 7 p.m., we're going to have Asia Scott. And then at 8 o'clock, bringing it all in, we're going to have Miss Monetta Smith. So you don't want to miss them on this Thursday. I will remind you again via my Facebook post, but please, please, please go ahead and turn on that notification so you won't miss any of it on this Thursday. That's the 17th, and that is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope you will tune in and join us. And please visit my website, www.buildyourbestlife.org. On there, you can find out more about my platform, more about myself. You can find out my calendar of events. So by chance, if you forget, it is on my calendar about Thursday. You can visit my web store where you can purchase my book, Build Your Best Life. And if you go on my website, you can purchase it, an autographed copy. I will get it to you quickly. And these books will make a great Christmas gift, especially for our younger people and parents and coaches, mentors. It will aid all of you in assisting people to build a better life, following basic principles to build a better life. So please visit my website. Again, that's www.buildyourbestlife.org. And please tune in this Thursday beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I thank you for tuning in. Hey, Jaden. Thank you for tuning in. But I appreciate you tuning in. Please like my Build Your Best Life page if you have not already done so. Please share this video with someone that possibly was not able to get on. Please share. Leave me any comments that you would like to leave. And as I go, I would just like to say that as you go in your life, trying to be your best, you will run into distractions, rough terrain, and detours. Don't let any of those negative aspects of your journey stop you. Though they may slow you down, Keep going to be a better you and to build your best life. Thank you so much. Enjoy the remainder of your Tuesday, and I will see you Thursday.